You've been told your whole life that hard work is what makes you rich, but this is not true. I'm not going to tell you that working smart will grow your business either. When it comes to your spiritual business, there is a very particular sort of work that you can do that is aligned with your purpose and allows your business to grow. In this video, I'm going to show you how. These are the same concepts I teach my clients that allow them to keep getting 4 and 5 figure sums of money. I'm going to guide you through 3 insights that once implemented will ensure you get tremendous business growth without working hard. Let's get into it. So the first thing you need to understand is that the concept of hard is a polarized vector. What do I mean by this? The universe is broken down into 3 planes: spiritual, mental, physical. At the peak of the spiritual plane is the all, as the Hermetics call it God, as the Christians do or Catholics do, Brahma as the Hindus do, Allah as the Muslims do, or the Big Bang as the atheists call it. It is the initial creation spark of the universe where everything originates from. All creation derives from that initial creation spark. Many cultures have different names for whatever that energy is. That's the spiritual plane. In the mind, though, the mental plane, you deem things as negative and positive. You think certain things are good and you think certain things are bad. The concept of hard for most people in terms of work, hard work for most people is a bad thing, quote unquote bad. But what you have to understand is that there's really no 100% good and 100% bad. There are perceptions and stories we tell ourselves about what is good and what is bad. And this isn't me telling you that we need to have no sense of law or order or morality in society. We need these things to have a functioning society. But morality and good and bad is good for human societies, but it's not the way the universe operates. The universe is impartial and impersonal. So what you got to understand, your concept of hard is simply a perception, and perceptions are not true. They're stories. So all you need to do is shift your story around what hard work is. What you also need to understand is that polarized vectors are a spectrum. When is cold, cold, and when is hot, hot? Depends on who you ask. When I drink tea, right, I can drink it straight out of the kettle instantaneously. My wife needs it to cool down. It's too hot for her. So it's not too hot for me, but it's too hot for her. It's the same temperature. So it depends on who you ask what's polarized and what's not polarized. Also, at the furthest points of this spectrum, the same things happen. If something is too hard, you can't move it. If something is too soft, you also can't move it. Your hand just floats into it and it doesn't move. You can't see in the maximum levels of darkness. You can't see in the maximum levels of light. So this is very important to understand when it comes to hard. It's just a perception. So how do you get these perceptions? In your past, you deemed something as difficult and hard, and you didn't get the result that you wanted, and you deemed it as a bad thing, something from your childhood. Something happened and it was hard and you didn't get the result you wanted. Maybe you failed the test and you were embarrassed about it and you're like, forget hard work. I studied and I still failed. I remember in high school, we did a test on Romeo and Juliet on the first chapter or something. I actually read the chapter. I didn't understand nothing. I didn't understand what the hell was going on. Shakespeare's hieroglyphics to me. I failed the test. That was my very first high school test. Very first high school test. So I could have been like, yo, I worked hard on studying for that. I tried to understand what was going on and I still failed. And that could have created a valency, a charge, right? A negative charge in my brain that hard work doesn't work, that hard work won't get me the results I want. You understand? Now, when you have these charges, they end up in your subconscious. Your subconscious determines your decisions, and your decisions determine your actions, and your actions determine the reality that you have. It's all based on perception. It's all based on charges. So if you have a subconscious belief and a subconscious charge that you need to work hard in order to be successful, you will work hard until you burn out. And when you burn out, You're going to lose the momentum you had, and you're not going to grow. You might not be able to break through the atmosphere necessary to go from 0 to 1, or from 1 to 10, or from 10 to 100, because you're working too hard. But there is a way to work on the things you need to work on in your business and grow and earn money and be consistent and have everybody ask, how the hell are you doing this? You're a machine and you constantly put out things and you constantly are getting money and you're constantly working and you're constantly making things happen. And people look at you like you're some mutant, some superhuman freak who can do things that they can't. There's a way to make this happen without burning out. I'm going to show you how. This boils down to what you value. And I say this in almost every single video. Your values are very, very important. So again, my Value Finder tool link is in the description below for that. Now, when you're doing what you actually care about, you get what some would consider unlimited energy. Right now it is, once again, 11 o'clock. I recorded another video at 11 o'clock the other day. It's 11 p.m. in the night. I've had a full day of work, a full day of doing stuff, yet I still have energy to come and make this video. Why? Because it's within my values. I am inspired to do it. And whatever you're inspired to do, you will do automatically. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, God rest his soul. No one had to tell him to play basketball. He woke up at 4 a.m., practiced for 6 hours a day, went to team practice, still played the game, won the game, and did it again the next day. Where did he get the energy from? From inspiration. Because he was living in his values. When you live in what you value and you do what you actually care about, you get purpose, you get your mission, you get your vision of what you want to see happen in the world. You get a vision of the world, which creates a mission for you to make something happen in the world, and that mission defines your purpose, and it's all based in your values. It's all based in what you care about. No one will have to pull your arm to get things done. No one will have to tell you what to do. No one will have to remind you of what to do. You will do it automatically because you're inspired to do it. When you live in your values, physical systems in your body change. Your prefrontal cortex gets activated so you can think more and you can strategize and you can look at what's going on and look for opportunities and see how you can win and see how you can accomplish your purpose. All sorts of things. Your nervous system changes. Your body changes, you get more energy, you actually age slower. All these things conspire together for your soul to carry out what is meant to carry out. But you have to be living within your values, otherwise it's not going to happen and you're going to be working hard. So many people that you think are working hard and have all this unlimited energy and you wonder where they get it from and you wonder why they're mutants and you wonder why all they do is work on what they care about. Because it's what they value. They're not clocking into work. They're clocking into purpose. They are on purpose. We do things on purpose. You understand? So when you know what you value and you start building a business around what it is you actually care about, not the imported values of other people, what you actually value, when you start doing that, you start tapping into the winner's frequency. What is the winner's frequency? Now, yes, the winner's frequency does have to do with your mindset and some spiritual plane stuff, but I'm going to make it very, very physical realm practical, okay? We're going to do some math real quick, all right? Why math? Because math is the language of God. Math is the language of the universe. Math is immutable. It is everywhere, and it is spoken everywhere within the universe. It's all math. So the winning frequency is simply consistency. That's all it is, okay? Consistency. What is frequency? Frequency is a vibration sustained over a consistent amount of time. So when you're consistent, you create a frequency. You just have to make sure it's the frequency of your values. Then what do we do? Since you're doing what you value, you're going to do it constantly. And let's say you got to make content for your business. You got to put content into the world, which is what I suggest. Particularly if you're running a spiritual business, you're helping people with things. You might be doing astrology. You might be doing tarot. You might be doing hypnosis to help people with depression. You might be helping other people earn money. All sorts of stuff. It's likely going to rely on your brand in the world and projecting a message into the world. Now, since you're doing what you care about, you will be fulfilled and very grateful to be able to put a message into the world and to show up consistently all the time as much as you can. So let's say you have made so far $100 in your business, right? You had one person you were testing things out with and they paid you $100. Now let's say you show up every single day and you get 1% better every single day within your business. So that's 1.01 to the power of 365. That gets you to, I think it's $3,778.34. So you went from $100. In a year, you made $3,778. Okay, nothing crazy, but it's a lot more than $100. But let's see what happens if we do this a second year. Let's be consistent for another year. And since you're doing what you value, you're going to do it anyways. And you're going to get 1% better because you're actually going to be using your prefrontal cortex and looking at how you can get better. How did you speak? How did you present something? Can you change the way you teach this? Can you teach this better? Can you say this better? Can you look different? Can you upgrade your equipment? What can you do to keep getting 1% better? You're going to do it automatically because you're doing what you care about. So last year you made $3,778.34. So let's get 1% better again to the power of 365. This gets you to, I think it's 142,700 and I wrote it down, 758.66. That's pretty impressive. In 2 years, getting 1% better, showing up consistently because you're doing what you value, so it doesn't actually feel like work. You do it every single day. You have had a 142,000% increase. Let me ask you something. What in God's name can you invest in that gives you 142,000% increase? Bitcoin was years ago, guys. Years ago. To me, the only thing you can invest in and get a 142,000% increase is yourself. You went from $100 to $142,000 in 2 years by getting 1% better each time because you were doing what you valued. And since you were doing what you valued, you were able to do the work that some people consider hard. Now, if you look at this and say, well, I can't get 1% better each day and I can't show up every single day, show up as much as you can. The compounding's still going to have effect. It's just not going to be 365, but you're still going to have a compounding effect. Look at my YouTube channel, for instance. Okay, my YouTube channel last year, September, had 800 subscribers, from what I can remember. Now I'm at about 7,500 from the recording of this video. That is over a 900% increase. 900%. Where are you getting a 900% return on investment? I had a 900% increase in my YouTube subscriber growth. And this can equate to money as well. I have a mentor, and he says he has yet to see someone show up every single day for 2 years and make less than $30,000 to $50,000. He is yet to see it violated because it's math. It's math. Okay? And what I say, math is immutable. So if you're actually showing up, you're actually doing what you value, you're actually aiming to get better each time, you have the potential to have an 142% increase in your life. That sounds like a good equation to me. And I know it's factual because I did it myself when I was sleeping on a basement floor, entirely broke, in debt with no money. And within my first year of taking online business seriously, I made over $200,000. Every single day I worked 12 to 16 hour days. But I was inspired to do it because I wanted to change my life so much. And if you actually want to change your life, it will be very easy for you to do this because you will be doing what you care about and you'll be doing what you value. So it's not a case of working hard. It's a case of working on purpose. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.